Hello, it's so nice that you dropped in. Here we talk about the mother's wild heart. I talk about mental health and motherhood and how those things can fit together quite all right. And it's fine to be in a chaotic moment, but it's really important to always have a core of peace. And that's what we're talking about today. How to have a peaceful center when your world is super chaotic. Um, so I'm often feeling very chaotic, and I feel that it's only me and I'm always alone in it. No judgment on others and how vulnerable others are, but I feel I sometimes share something crazy that happened, and then I feel that people are just like, oh wow, well, that's strange. And then there's this awkward silence, and then, oh, look at the time. And then there's just this, I shared that, hoping they will say something like, oh, that's happened to me before. I've done worse. It's really awesome when someone's shared with you something chaotic that happened. There was one lady, she picked up her kids from school, or actually she said, get in the car, and then she put the radio on and drove off, and far down the road she's singing loudly, then she turns around and realized none of the kids is in the car and she's driven off without them. So I love stories like that because it makes me feel like I'm not the only one. Well, I've not done that before, but guess what happened? This was actually last night. So it was storming at night. So I woke up, it's pouring down rain, really windy. I was like, oh, stormy. I hope I close the car windows because I sometimes leave them open just a little bit. I said, oh, if it's a big gap, then rain will come in. I was like, oh, I really don't feel like going out right now. But no, I think I've closed the windows. I think I'm pretty good. Yeah, the windows are closed. I can remember closing them. And then I was proud of myself. And this morning, I take Noelle to the daycare and we approach our car, and the car door's wide open. Luckily, we live in a safe neighborhood. Nothing stolen, but the car's soaked. Her seat was soaked. All of her toys on the floor are soaked. And I was like, wow, the windows are closed. And then I just had this desire to share. Maybe that's why I'm sharing with you, but I had this desire to go to her daycare, and there's all pretty people, like moms dressed up, smelling like perfume. Always there's a wave of perfume everywhere. On their way to work, their pretty office jobs. And then I come in like staggering and giggling about myself, like, oh my goodness. But I didn't feel free to share with anyone. So I think it's just really important to see these chaotic moments as normal part of life, and it's actually fine. It's funny. We have to laugh about ourselves, but the most important thing is to know that that does not define our reality over everything. It's not that our whole world is in chaos. It's not that our life is falling apart. People say we tacos fall apart and we still love them. So it's okay to fall apart, but on seasons and in days and moments. But I was just saying that our whole life is pretty stable. We live in such a blessed country. So that's something I always tell myself. I'm like, wow, we're so blessed. We have all this ability. We have safety. I can leave our car door open. I don't advise that to anyone. But our children can grow up with all beautiful values. We're not in a war-torn area. We're not in America at the moment. I'm so sorry for all my friends in America, family and friends who are, facing an uncertain future. But just, yeah, the peace in our hearts is what we can hold on to. We will always find that moment of rest, of like everything's okay, even though things have just fallen apart. The next step's going to be stable. I'm going to be okay. I'm going to flourish from this. I'm going to learn from this. And this is going to be, an interesting chapter in the story, but it's not that the whole story is like worth ripping apart and rewriting. It's actually beautiful. It's beautiful that, we are in the middle of life. Actually, J.K. Rowling says to hurt is as normal as to breathe. And I really think that's part of me being human, is to have days in our lives where we feel out of control, and that's okay because it's always going to come back to a peaceful moment. We'll always smile again. And yeah, I encourage you, smile after something chaotic happened and tell a friend. Have those friends who are going to top that story. I'm sure I could top your stories. Um, but yeah, I hope this blessed you. Take courage. Oh yeah, I'd love this quote. Speak peace to your mind and courage to your heart. Yeah, everything's gonna be well. Love you. Bye.